I couldn't be found off my big home. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We're gonna do a fish room update today. I'll be showing you how the bettas are doing from the last video that I put out. And then we're gonna go over treating some sick fish. Unfortunately, I'm having some issues here. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think I have a solution. And we're gonna cover that. So yeah, let's get into it. So here we have the 5-gallon Dwarf baby tears and shrimp tank. Nothing to really report here. It's doing really well. And that's pretty much it. I haven't done much since then, but I have noticed a little bit of growth with the plants. Everything's looking green and happy, healthy, so we're doing good over here. Pretty much the same story with the 3.5 gallon. I need to put a little water in there. It's kind of crazy the amount of water that evaporates from these tanks on a daily basis. But everything is doing good here. You can see Ptolemaios in the back. He's kind of hiding. There he is in all his glory. Yeah, things are going here. I recently pruned this, which it may not look like it. I'll probably be cutting a little bit more out of here, but for the moment, things are good here. Nothing to really report. Nothing's really changed. Here we are with a 29-gallon Sorority Tetra tank with one angel. There we go. That's the title. I did actually lose one of my white cloud mountain minnows. I believe it was due to a really severe case of body rot. I thought it was flukes for a second because I noticed having issues in my 55-gallon, which I will get into here shortly. But I think it was some kind of a body rot or maybe a fungus. I'm not exactly sure. I did do a treatment for parasites, but that didn't seem to help. And it turns out that probably wasn't the case, so no one else is showing any signs or symptoms of being sick or ill, so I'm gonna kind of just let this go. I'm not gonna do any more treatments in this tank at the moment, but it was sad. I didn't know what was going on. It kind of came on fast, and next thing I know, he was gone a couple days later. So it was sad. I felt like I was doing the right thing, and sucks. Which then leads me to the 55-gallon. So, as you can probably see, we have one of the Dalmatian mollies having some issues. It's probably some kind of swim bladder, or it's probably swim bladder related. This has been going on for the last day. I ran to the local fish store to get some medication to treat this tank for just an antibiotic. So I went to my local fish store and I got some Erythromycin. So I'm going to be treating this tank with it. I'm not going to worry about rowing the biological filter, so I'm hoping there have been plenty of reports that this will not, or if dosed right, it will not kill the beneficial bacteria. So that one Dalmatian molly, who I know does not look good, I'm hoping to treat that. Other than that, it's actually been eating and it's extremely active even with its issues. It is really sad, but I'm hoping this will help. And then I did notice back here my koi angel. It is hard to see, I know, but normally he is front and center when I am in the room, so there is something wrong. Not to mention he looks a little bloated and his eyes are kind of popping out, so there is definitely something wrong here. Again, I don't know. My best guess is some kind of bacterial infection. I haven't fed the tank yet, and I'll show you why in a second, but I got some other medication that I'm going to be using to help treat this tank. Though King is doing really well. That is what I've named him. So the King Beta is doing fantastic. He's getting along with all his tank mates and his colors. I'm going to try to get the light up so you can see. His colors have really come in. He was extremely dark when I first put him in here, but he's a beautiful shade of this like cyan and red, but yeah, everyone else in the tank is doing well. So we're gonna be doing a full treatment of the erythromycin on the tank. I was thinking that he may have just been bloated or full or constipated. One of the mollies did recently spawn, which, as you can see, I have one tiny fry. Now, he was the only one I was able to save. As soon as I noticed there was a fry in here, I waited, but he was the only one I was able to scoop up. So I'm gonna bet you $100 that Angel ate the rest of them, and he's having a hard time with that, and has gotten himself sick. But I decided I normally do not like treating the tank with medications. I have had nothing but really bad luck doing that. But I'm at this point where I'm sick and tired of seeing illnesses every so often, and I'm wondering if it's actually related all to some kind of bacterial strain that is in my tanks. So I'm actually going to be dosing this tank separately. I'm not going to worry about the others at the moment. So I'll be dosing this tank with the erythromycin, and then I also have some Focus, which is C-Chem Focus. I'm just going to be mixing in with the food. Another method of fighting bacterial disease and illness. So I'm hoping that having two methods of attack will help, and I'm hoping the Koi Angel returns to his old grumpy self. So next on our list is our Koi Betta, and he has been doing fantastic. As you can see, he's extremely active. His fins are looking good, and his coloration is just, his colors have really come in. You can start seeing the iridescent like blue on his body, his scales and fin. He's becoming a really pretty betta. He's also put on quite a bit of weight too, so I'm actually really happy at how well he's recovered. You can tell he's much happier. And he keeps moving around so much it's hard to keep focus. But he is very happy. He's waiting me. He's waiting for me to feed him right now, so that's why he's all up on me. The Fluval Spec 5 gallon, I don't have much to report on this tank other than I need to do some heavy maintenance. I plan on doing a 200 subscriber special by rescaping this. So the 5 gallon up here, everything's doing well. The Molly Fry, I don't know if you want to call them Fry, they're more juvenile I guess at this stage, doing well. The female Betta's doing great, and I'm sure you can see, or did see, the guppy in the back. Yes, that is a guppy, and he's missing his back fin. I noticed him in the 55 gallon the other day, and he was pretty beat up. I had him in the breeding container in there, and somehow, while I was at work, he jumped out of it, and he got attacked. He got beat up by the other fish in there. I'm not sure which one is the culprit, but I moved him in here ASAP. It is really sad, but he is doing well. He is swimming around as well as he can, and he's eating. It's a shame. I'm hoping that his fins grow back to some degree, but with that level of damage, I will be surprised if it ever looks like what it used to be, which is sad because he was gorgeous. Gorgeous blue with red spots, but shame. And then what I still think are rainbow fry, but I'm not 100% sure. This thing's doing good. All 3 fry are present and accounted for, doing well. You can start seeing them. They're getting bigger. Yeah, everything's going well here. Nothing to really report. So here is Myosin, or Erythromycin. I wanted to get the API brand, but I couldn't find it at my local fish store, so I settled on this, which is, honestly, it's the same exact thing. So we're just gonna follow the directions. I did actually, there's a great video from Corey at Aquarium Co-op where he uses this in all of his tanks, and he doesn't have any issues with his biofilter being hurt or destroyed. So we're going to assume that that's not going to happen to us. Of course, we will monitor it daily and make sure that everything is good. But I'm hoping that this will just cure the issues that we are having and make all the fish happy again. So the instructions say, add the contents of 1 package per 10 gallons of water and repeat every 24 hours for 5 days. So I'm actually going to just go ahead and start that process. But first thing to remember, I just had to do this. Make sure you remove your carbon from your filter. And so that's going to be 5 packets of the erythromycin. And let's go ahead and just get this done. So now that's done, let's move on to mixing the Focus with the fish food. Okay, so we just dosed the Erythromycin, and we have Metroplex and Focus. I'm going to be using Focus for this. So this should aid in treating internal infections, which if I'm correct, the angelfish for sure has that. So this says use at every feeding for at least 5 days or until symptoms disappear. It said a ratio of 5 to 1. So I'm gonna go ahead. What I'm gonna do is use the scoop that it comes with. I'm just gonna do, it looks like a little bit more than the scoop, but I'm sure that's fine. I'm gonna do that. And then what I'm gonna do, I have these tropical flakes which I've been using. I don't have any kind of pellets or anything, so, and I know that everybody will eat the stuff. So what I'm gonna do is gonna put a couple pinches of it in there at this little glass bowl. And what I'm gonna do is take some tank water. So all that I'm going to do is use my siphon hose to get a little bit of water. I'm just gonna mix it with my finger. This should really soak up everything. I'm kind of turning it in, and I didn't want too much water because I didn't want this to like liquefy, but it's almost turning it into like a paste, which is great. I want this, I want the flake food to absorb as much as it can, or at least bind the food enough. So we're gonna see how well this does. I'm gonna pick off a little bit here and there. I'm gonna stick it in the tank and see how well it does. Alright, let's see. So I don't know if you can see the angel's up here in the corner. We're gonna see if I can get him to eat anything. So while this is a very messy solution, everybody's eating except for the angelfish, which worries me. He was normally the one that ate everything. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get him other than using the erythromycin. So we'll see how this goes. I'm going to see if I can get him to eat something. I might try some other kind of food and see. At the very least, there's enough particles in there. Who knows? Maybe he will eat some of it up. He is very bloated, though. I'm very concerned. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't end up making it. Well, it's kind of disappointing. I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I may end up losing the koi angel. He's not eating anything. I tried feeding him some other stuff. I tried feeding him some freeze-dried plankton that I have and some bloodworms, and he's not taking anything. One thing I really wanted when I started this hobby was some koi angelfish. So he's definitely one of my favorites out of the bunch. Well, everybody, woke up this morning and this was the unfortunate sight I saw. I just scooped him out. Today has not started off very well, so bummer. I did all I could. I guess just sometimes there's not much you can do. So anyway, kind of a sad ending to this fish update, but thanks for watching. If you have questions or if you have advice, I'd be all ears. I'm trying my best to figure this out, and it doesn't get any easier. It's never a dull day in the fish room. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.